weekly in-depth view of agriculture up close. This is In the Field. Agriculture in Missouri is easily our largest economy, but did you know that forestry products make up 10% of that? We're here in Stone County to take a first-hand look at that $10 billion industry. So we're here in the timber of southern Stone County, in southern Missouri. There's a lot of trees in our neck of the woods here, rolling hills, trees, and rocks. So what impact does forest products have on our state's economy?
Well, the forest products industry it's big business in the state of Missouri. It's about a $10 billion industry.
Wow.
The reason being is that we're fortunate in Missouri is that we not only harvest the trees, but we also manufacture those trees into a lot of different products. These trees, when they're harvested, we generate products out of them in the manufacturing process, where those products certainly may end up in a lot of different places across the world. These products, they certainly might stay local as well, in that we generate a lot of products out of the tree that may end up being a railroad tie. We just make so many different products out of these trees, and that really is the result, or that's the reason why the economic impact is so big in Missouri.
How do you communicate with that landowner and educate them on the proper logging practices?
Sure, so our industry is contacted by forest landowners all the time, and they'll say, hey, you know, I'd like for somebody to come out and look at my timber. It appears to me like I may need to start cutting some of my trees. So generally what we'll do is start asking a few questions. Number one is that we got to make sure that the trees have a sufficient diameter to where they're big enough to where, you know, when we cut them, we can actually make something out of them. So we'll kind of ask questions about, well, generally speaking, how big are your trees? But the biggest thing that we want to do is meet the objectives of the landowner. That's a big deal to us. And when we find out that a harvest is feasible, then we do it in such a way to where it's environmentally correct. We want to make sure that we leave the forest healthy and sustainable for generations to come.
My knowledge of the forestry industry kind of ended in FFA when I was on the FFA forestry team. We went to state, so we did fairly well, but I couldn't tell you I can identify trees, and I definitely don't remember how to measure the diameter. So I know this is a Biltmore stick, so take me through your tool.
Okay, so a forester, when they're out marking trees, one of their jobs is to provide the landowner with an estimate of the volume of wood, so to speak, that's on his or her property. One of the ways that we do this is using this Biltmore stick. The calculations that go into developing all this are pretty complicated, but basically a forester is going to come out here and keep this stick about 25 inches from your eye, and then this allows you to make an estimate of the diameter of the tree. So this particular tree is about 17 inches in diameter.
Okay.
You keep this stick about 4.5 feet above the ground, and based on a 17-inch diameter tree, you also have to estimate how many 16-foot logs are in this tree. And to me, there's about 2 of those 16-foot logs in this tree. Based on all those calculations, this stick has done the work for me. So a 17-inch diameter tree with 2 16-foot logs has 205 board feet in it.
So once you've identified that, it's time for the logger to come in and cut it down. So we'll hop out of the way.
Sounds good. Okay.
So the once 30-foot tree has been cut into 8-foot logs. And now we got to figure out how to get it out of the woods. And we use this machine?
Yes, we're going to use this skidder to drive down, and we're going to back up to it, hook up to that log, and we're going to pull it up on what's called a landing, where we've got a bunch of other logs stacked up. and we're going to bring that to the landing, and then we're going to load them all up on a log truck and take them to the sawmill.
Well, Brian, we have seen safety firsthand in all aspects of this, and logging, the training that you put on at the Missouri Forest Products Association is all centered around that. Where can people go to learn more about that training and more about the association?
The best thing to do would be to visit our website, which is moforest.org.